Information tonight about that Anaheim dental clinic where kids got bacterial infections.
Now a CBS 2 News investigation has uncovered allegations from former employees saying they were pressured into selling dental work that may have been unnecessary. Well, CBS 2 investigative reporter David Goldstein is here now to show us what he found.
Yeah, Pat and Paul, they're speaking out for the very first time. Now, these are former employees of Children's Dental Group. They say some children underwent painful procedures to allegedly increase profits, and taxpayers are footing the bills.
They ruined her life.
Leonore Oliver's 5-year-old daughter, Yuretsi, had to have her front teeth pulled. They became infected after a dentist at Children's Dental Group in Anaheim performed 5 root canals and filled 2 cavities in one day.
And she's just 5. So her childhood has to be limited now.
We look forward to making your child's care our #1 priority.
Children's Dental Group advertises that care is their #1 priority.
I call them cattle offices.
But listen to what some of their former employees have to say.
It's based on quantity, not quality. How many children can you bring in? How many numbers can you raise?
They would only talk if we concealed their identities, saying the dental group puts profits over patients, and we found takes in tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
Became all of, produce, be more efficient, produce.
Children's Dental Group has 10 clinics throughout the state, 8 in Southern California, and treats tens of thousands of children a year.
What's going on inside the clinic today?
CBS 2's Michelle Geely first broke the story in September of at least 77 children who were infected with resistant bacteria after getting root canals in their Anaheim office, some on children as young as 2. The bacteria has been traced to the water system, but attorneys for some of the children allege in lawsuits that some of the dental procedures were unnecessary.
A for-profit scheme to perform unnecessary, invasive, dangerous work on small babies and children.
I can't believe there's people out there that will hurt kids and just to run up the bill.
Cecilia Roman brought her 6-year-old daughter Haley to Children's Dental. She specifically requested no extractions, but a dentist at the office in Anaheim pulled 3 of Haley's teeth.
And I'm just thankful that I have her here because I've heard so many stories, but this really hit close to home.
The former employees say there's a reason.
They get paid by procedure. So the more procedures you do, the more money you're going to make off that particular patient.
CBS 2 News has learned they've made plenty of money. For them, the tooth fairy has arrived again and again in the form of taxpayer dollars from Medicaid, or as it's called in California, Denti-Cal. According to these figures we obtained from the California Department of Health Care Services, Children's Dental Group was paid more than $15 million of taxpayer money last year for performing dental work on children of low-income families, and almost $17 million for the first 9 months of this year. There's no way to tell if any of these claims were for unnecessary work, but according to this 2015 report on questionable billing by the Federal Department of Health and Human Services, we found that 28 dentists from Children's Dental Group were discovered to have questionable billing practices.
Our concern is certainly that these dentists that have really unusual patterns need to be looked at and scrutinized more thoroughly to ensure that children are getting the care that they need and deserve.
Hey, Mr. Grunbaum, David Goldstein with CBS 2 News. Can I talk to you a minute? Children's Dental CEO Sam Gruenbaum at first refused to be interviewed until we met him one night outside the corporate office in La Palma. But we have 2 former employees who independently said the same thing, that they were pressured into pushing sales, pushing procedures that perhaps may not have been warranted.
Absolutely untrue.
But why would 2 salespeople independently, former salespeople, excuse me, independently tell us the same thing?
You tell me. I have no idea.
And he defends the work done at all the clinics.
All the treatment done by the doctors in this organization has been treatment that the kids needed, treatment that was justified by the dental records that are in the charts, and treatment that the families were aware of and consented to.
Now, the State Department of Health Services says they're committed to more oversight of dentists who may be overbilling, and the California Dental Board is still investigating the Anaheim office of Children's Dental. Pat and Paul.